Good afternoon, guys, and happy Friday to all of your sunshiny faces. So we actually only ended up going to Aldi. We didn't go to Jewel because it's 1 o'clock already. We have been what I feel like is all over God's green earth already today. And we didn't go to Jewel because we're going to do that on Sunday since we just have the one place to stop. And I had to go to Aldi because I had to pick up some of the stuff, but like that we need for tonight and also for tomorrow. But again, we're just going to, because like today my dad's home, but we've literally ran out of time to do anything. So since we can't do anything really outside on Sunday, we're going to just go there on Sunday because we're not doing breakfast or anything because we're doing that on Saturday. So anyways, long story short, we just ended up going to Aldi as far as a haul. We also went to Menards. We had to go to Walmart. Like I said, had to go several other places today. So that's all done though. At least we, like I said, just have Jewel to go to then on Sunday. But I'll share with you guys real quick what we ended up picking up from Aldi. So these items, this stuff on the table here, that's what we picked up from Aldi, was $23.69. We ended up picking up, they had some dog biscuits because we were out. They were $1.69. Grapes were on sale for 95 cents a pound. We ended up paying $2.07 for about 2 pounds. We also ended up getting, tonight I'm going to do a tuna casserole. That was the egg noodles were $1.43. I also got the cream of mushroom soup, which was 58 cents. I got 4 of them. I only need 2, but I'm going to do 2 or just leave 2 in the pantry because I think there's only 1 left in there and I like to have a couple extras. And the coffee creamer was $2.45. Milk was $2.98. Bread, the whole wheat, was $1.45. The deli rolls were $2.19. I got those because we're going to do brats tomorrow. Then we ended up also picking up the white bread, which was 93 cents. Plain bagels, which were $1.55. I got 2 of those because I'm going to do those like egg bagel like sandwich sort of things for breakfasts for other people like during the week. So we picked that up. And then we also got bananas. One bunch was $1.22. The other one was $1.35. They're 58 cents a pound. So we ended up getting about like close to 2.5 pounds. But that was everything we ended up picking up from Aldi. Nothing else that I found there. I also ended up picking up avocados from Walmart because they, again, I didn't see any at Aldi. But they have not been having them in stock. So I picked up some green ones because I still have a couple left over from last week. But I've actually been using and making sure that I've been eating them. So anyways, yeah, like I said, I'm going to get this stuff put away. Then we've got project stuff to do. I think we're replacing our light outside on the front porch. We've got that to do. Trying to think what else. There's a handful of other things, but we only have about 3 hours because I have to be back in here so I can shower, so I can make dinner, so that then we can go to the movies. So like I said, I don't have a whole ton of time. So and that's why too, if we would have went to Jewel, we probably wouldn't be back until, because it's 1 o'clock right now, so probably wouldn't have been back until like 1:30 or later or something like that. So anyways, we get this stuff put away. Thought I'd just, like I said, share with you guys just Aldi for today because that's all I got. Well guys, it is actually only 10:30, but I already took a shower before we ended up going to the movies because I ended up well, it got sort of dirty outside and was just sweaty because it's honestly not that bad outside, and I was actually freezing cold in the movie theaters. I'm happy I switched into leggings before we left, and I wore a long sleeve. But yeah, it's like chilly out today, which was weird because it's been 95 degrees the last, like, with real feel it's been like 105 the last like week pretty much. And then today was only like 70, or today was like 85 maybe or something like that. But then it got real cold. It's only supposed to be like 75 I think tomorrow, and then 85 again or something like that on Sunday, and then it's supposed to get back up into like 95s or something like that like next week. But we ended up going to see the new Jurassic World movie, which honestly the thing is that I think maybe from the project we got done earlier today, we ended up really, one of the only things we ended up really getting to. I did do a little bit of staining on one of the vegetable garden beds that we're going to put in, and also too we worked on doing a new little bird platform feeder that we're going to build. And then we also ended up hanging a new light out on the front porch. So I'll show you guys that, take a picture, video, or do something. But like I said, ended up doing that today, and I think maybe from holding the light up, like while my dad was like securing it or whatever, my neck was hurting a lot. And so in the entire movie, I had like this massive like headache or migraine or something. I have no clue, because it was like all like from my neck, and it was driving me crazy, and it's still lingering like a little bit right now. It's not too horrible, but yeah, I was, like I said, just I couldn't really pay attention to the actual movie like that much, but I did think that it was pretty good. I don't know, out of the Jurassic World movies, the thing is that I only saw the second one when we went to go see it in theaters, and I didn't realize that like I probably should have actually rewatched like the first, you know, the Jurassic World movies, just to again jog my memory maybe a little bit, because the second one does play a lot. Like there were definitely some elements where I was like, I don't know what that was, or I didn't remember this, or like, oh yeah, they were doing that in the second movie, or you know, whatever. And so I feel like there was a lot of play into this now third one, that like I said was sort of like not over my head, but like then I had to be like, oh yeah, like weren't they doing that, or like, oh yeah, like that was the thing, or you know, like, oh yeah, that had something to do with it, or whatever. So like I said, it was sort of my fault. I probably should have watched it, but like I said, it was pretty good. But I think out of the 3 Jurassic Park or the Jurassic World movies, I probably would have put it as like my third. I think that honestly they go in order. I think the first one was my favorite, then the second one, then the third one. But I don't really, like I said, entirely remember the second one that well, so I don't know if I could put it there. I just remembered there was a lot of elements in there where I was like, oh my gosh, like that kind of creeped me out, or was like spooky, or you know, like not spooky, but like scared me or something like that. And like this, I don't know. Again, maybe it was just because I was really out of it because I had such a bad headache. There was just like some parts where I was like, wait, what's going on? Or like, wait a second, like, you know, like, oh, that wasn't, you know, like that jump scare, like, you know, I sort of saw it coming or something like that, you know. I don't know, but like I said, I felt like it was just really difficult for me to pay attention to. And like I said, like I had to have had a migraine because all of the flashing lights were driving me absolutely like insane. I had to close my eyes for certain parts of it because of how bad, like I said, like my headache / migraine that I had was. So that's why, like I said, I really felt like I actually couldn't enjoy the movie, which is what really stinks. But we bought the tickets yesterday, and honestly I didn't start getting the headache until maybe like half an hour before we ended up leaving. And I took a little baby aspirin because I was like, I'll just take this so that hopefully like it goes away. It didn't help, and I honestly think taking the aspirin made me, like, I ate right before we left too, but I think maybe the aspirin made me nauseous, so I felt like nauseous, or it was because of the amount of pain that I was in. I don't know, but like I at one point was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm gonna throw up, and like almost had to get out of the theater. And that like has never happened to me. So like I said, I just really could not pay attention to what was going on because I was in a lot of discomfort, and that's what really stunk. So like I said, that's why I don't want to judge this one too harshly, just because like I don't know how much of it was me and my uncomfortability. But again, I came home, I put some like what's it called, like icy hot sort of stuff on my neck, and it feels a lot better. But it's like radiating, like creating a headache for me right now, and I think that that is what the real problem has been, is like the headache that's coming with the pain from my neck. So like I said, and I really like, it's so weird though, because again, I was like holding the light, and like that was the only thing that like I did that I could have thought like maybe caused like some type of discomfort, but like at no point was I like lifting anything like heavy, or was I like moving something, or you know, like that I did something, was like, oh, I tweaked my neck or whatever, and like now I'm in like pain from it. Like I don't know what I ended up doing to cause that, other than like I said, like just holding the light up and having to hold it in place. But again too, that no point was I like, oh my gosh, like my neck is hurting really bad from doing this or whatever. like I said, we had like about, after I took a shower, we had about an hour and a half maybe or something like that. So I was laying in bed watching TV, and then that's when I was like, oh, like my neck's starting to hurt, and I was like, oh, I'm starting to get a headache. And so like I said, that's when I was like, you know, taking aspirin, and then yeah, it didn't really seem like it helped at all, because it just made it seem like worse, because then like I said, it felt sick to my stomach. And I also too, because I was eating pasta, like I had this like starchy taste in my mouth too, which I think totally didn't help. It was like the perfect storm of like all of these things that ended up, like I said, bothering me. So that's why, like I said, thought the movie was really good. I really liked a lot of the like the dinosaur scenes. I thought were really good, and also too like some of the throwback stuff that was in there I thought was fun. I don't want to give too much of a judgment as far as, you know, like I said, that goes. But as far as like between the Jurassic Park and the Jurassic World movies, I still, hands down, Jurassic Park 2, worst movie in the entire franchise. Like nothing can beat, I think that one's the worst. Like it just is, to me, that one's really dumb. I actually think the third Jurassic Park movie is really, really good. Like, again, I don't know where I would tier all of them and like put them between the Jurassic Park ones and the Jurassic World ones, but definitely the second Jurassic Park movie is at the absolute bottom. And then, like I said, like I feel like the Jurassic Park is probably at the top. It's just the nostalgic factor. Like I watched that movie all the time when I was little. And then maybe like Jurassic World. The third Jurassic Park movie though, I think is very close to like Jurassic World as my favorite, because that one too I thought was really good. Like the action, the suspense, all that kind of stuff. Like again, throughout this one, it didn't have a whole ton of that. It felt like there was a lot of like storyline in it and not so much like the suspense factor. It always seemed like there was like more like safe space in the movie, like if that makes sense, sort of, where it wasn't like, you know, there was downtime, then there was like, oh my gosh, like, you know, the characters are like fighting for their life. Like it only happened like a couple times, sort of. And again, it wasn't like that, you know, like I said, like terrifying. Whereas like even in the Jurassic World movie, like I felt like the first one, like that didn't happen that much, but when it did, it was like throughout, like basically once you got through halfway through the movie, there was like never like a time when you were like, okay, like the characters are safe. Like in this movie, I was like, the characters are safe, you know, like nothing bad's gonna happen, you know, or whatever. And then I was like, oh no, like now this is a spooky space that they're in, probably something, you know, like not good is gonna come. And that's sort of how it was. Like it was sort of like you knew when like the suspenseful moments were coming and when they weren't, I guess, a little bit. It was a little predictable, I guess. Which was my only part, like I said, that I really thought like that movie sort of had. But like I said too, I can't remember the second one that well to be able to give it a good judgment. But like again, the second and third one now maybe are like at, you know, like that middle tier, and then like I said, the second Jurassic Park movie is probably the worst, hands down. I think those are the only the 6 movies. So anyways though, like I said, we went and saw that, sort of, that was like our Father's Day sort of thing that we planned on doing this weekend. So like, we ended up, like I said, going out, went to go and see that. Tomorrow we're doing breakfast for Father's Day, and then we're gonna get as many projects done as possible. You know, as long as my neck cooperates. But this is so weird. I get this honestly not insanely regularly, but somewhat frequently, if like again I wind up doing something where I'm like, oh, you shouldn't have done that or whatever, and it's honestly gone by the next day. Like it doesn't really linger always too much, but it'll just be like this sudden like horrible flare up, and then like I said, I get this like migraine. But it normally is like, it always seems like it radiates and it comes from my neck. I don't know, maybe I actually have migraines and it feels like it's neck pain just because of, like I said, how horrible it is. I don't know. But like I said, it was just like absolutely unbearable. Whereas if I take like Tylenol, normally I'm totally actually fine. It was just, I was like, oh, like I think I'm getting a headache, so I just took like an aspirin, not thinking like it was going to be anything too bad. And again too, because we were going to be in the movie theater, I didn't want to take anything that was like, oh, it's going to really upset my stomach. Most medication like that winds up like upsetting my stomach. I just figured that I wasn't going to take anything like, you know, again, stronger, and this is what I had in my room was the aspirin. So I was like, I'll just take that. And then, yeah, no, I think that it didn't wind up making it any better, and maybe, like I said, made stuff worse because my stomach was bothering me. So anyways, though, I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. I will share with you guys what we end up getting done for tomorrow, because we do have a somewhat of a list of stuff that we wanted to get done, but like I said, I'll share that with you guys. If you guys did enjoy today's vlog, though, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.